daughter Devin piggy.
Devin's dad is nice, but he can be scary. I feel like I made a bad impression calling Devin piggy. It's just meant to be a joke.
Bothers at first, but I think she's used to it now. Saying it, and then she just like let me say it.
So do you think that builds a strong relationship, that she has to get used to it? You're laughing, but I think this is a serious conversation.
What's going on, people? We are back again with another MovingMAD video, and this one right here is all about Nick and Devin. And to be honest with you, Nick is a funny guy. How can you be having a serious conversation with the woman that you're about to marry, his father, and you decide to laugh? Wow. I mean, to be honest, if I was a dad in that situation, I don't know how I'd be able to handle that. But of course, I'd have to show a whole lot of restraint. But boy, it would kill me that I'm about to let my daughter marry somebody who is disrespectful. Not just to her, but to me. Because I'm trying to have a serious conversation with him, and he wants to giggle. Rah! My man is moving mad. Hey. The matter fact is, though, the dad makes a lot of good points, you know? So, you know that the word piggy doesn't, you know my daughter doesn't like it, but you kept saying it and saying it just so she would get used to it, so it'd be normalized. You think that's okay? So, to be fair, kudos to the dad for actually speaking up and obviously confronting Nick, because obviously this had to happen. You know, it was very much needed because it is not fair for anybody in his life to go to marry someone or even be friends with somebody or even work with anyone that's always going to call them a name that's insulting, a name that's always going to make them feel a certain type of way. It doesn't matter if it means something completely different to you. What it matters is how it means to the person that's receiving it. And if the person who's receiving it takes it in a very negative way, well, then accept that you just should not call people whatever that name is. But that's something that Nick clearly doesn't care about so much that he'll even laugh in her dad's face. Mad.
During this conversation, I want to take it as that he's nervous and that's just a reaction. But if it's not, that could be a really big flag for me. I'll be fine, but in the future, in the long run of your marriage, that may become a grain of sand that starts rubbing a sore. And I'm afraid Devin may not talk to you about that.
If I offend someone's feeling by calling like piggy or whatever some mean words, I will try not to say those things.
You know, our body language, facial expressions, our tone screams what we're really thinking sometimes. And in this situation here, how can you stand there and say that I would try and not call her a pig if she doesn't like it, when you've already been calling her a pig and knowing that she doesn't like it? And while he's saying it, he's got like a cheeky little smirk on his face, you know, a little restraint to stop to wanna not laugh anymore. Nick isn't a serious guy. I worry, like, is he even ready for a relationship? Because damn, this guy is a freaking clown, to be honest with you. You know, if you're somebody that likes respect for others, then in reality, should you be around others until you're in a position where you can actually respect others? Damn, I had to sneeze. But either way though, if you can't respect your partner, if you can't respect her father, can't respect the family, why are you here? But so far, there's been nothing but disrespect. Disrespect to piggy, but you see what you've done now, Nick. This is your fault, Nick. No disrespect to Devin, you know, because you called her piggy. No disrespect to the neighbors or the family friends because you called her piggy in front of the family friends. And then now you have a conversation with the father. You want to giggle and laugh. No respect. Where is the respect of this guy? It's not needed. Far from it. Some people in this world only be thinking about themselves. But hey, the dad made a good point though. If you keep saying this and it keeps building up and building up and building up, there's going to be a time where Devin's going to lose her shiz. And that's not going to be a pretty sight. Not at all. Especially learning that in this episode that when it comes to Devin, she's an introvert. So therefore, when it comes to showing her emotions or at least saying them, it's not something that she does best. She holds it in for a while. And if anything, it's actually her body language that shows off that something is making her feel uncomfortable. So it's annoying that obviously he's unable to recognize that by his own partner, to be fair, but I guess someone who doesn't respect his partner and someone that, you know, maybe has narcissistic traits wouldn't really be able to notice that the way he's making his partner feel is uncomfortable. But either way though, let's say she finally gets to that point where she's no longer trying to hide it vocally, you know, and now she gets to a point where she is gonna express it vocally. He's gonna be in for one hell of a surprise.
Doubts. He's fixing to be married to my daughter for life. He's going to be a father to my grandkids. And in this situation, I would hope that he's going into a marriage with my daughter and taking it very serious.
And that is the $1 million concern. is he going to be taking this marriage seriously? Or is this marriage just going to be another joke to him? But to be honest, I feel like before even taking the marriage seriously, you've got to take your relationship seriously. Even before taking your relationship seriously, you've got to take your partner seriously. So if you can't take your partner seriously to begin with like respect and everything like that, how the hell are you gonna respect your relationship? And then how the hell are you gonna respect your marriage? And then imagine they have kids. Jesus, that would be interesting. Then they have kids. The parenting dynamic would be wild. This is why sometimes bringing two people from two different cultures, two different parts of the world, sometimes isn't a good idea. It's only a good idea in my opinion if you're both looking to learn about each other. But if you're looking to bring in your stereotypical mindset, that don't bounce. You know, him coming with this stereotypical mind of like what Americans are known for being bigger and all that kind of stuff, which, well, listen, regardless whether it's true or not, it doesn't mean that you bring that energy to the table. That's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like, for example, they say in the UK, at least, that black people are always late. I'm actually never late. So I really hate it, to be fair, when I meet someone of the opposite race and they're like, man, you're on time. Like, just because we're known for it doesn't mean that I'm like that. Listen, punctuation's a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're late to the first time I meet you, boy, you'd be lucky if I see you again. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? I don't mess about. But anyway. Yeah, but we continue.
Devin never really appears as upset as what she really is because she's such an introvert with her emotions, but I know her body language. She is in distress over the situation, so hopefully we'll be able to make some adjustments.
So this is what I was talking about here, about her being an introvert with her emotions. And I do worry though, because somebody who's an introvert with their emotions, and I don't know if I've ever experienced something like that, but if you keep pushing that person time and time again, eventually that button, once it's pushed, sheesh, the reaction that you're going to get is probably not going to be a nice one. But, you know, Nick is somebody that has been unable to identify, which is fine. I don't feel like it's fair to pressure him for not identifying that. But for him to just continuously still call her names that she has expressed that she doesn't like, because bear in mind, the fact that she's an introvert, she keeps things to herself emotionally, and it mostly shows by body posture. The fact that she was even in the position where she really wanted to tell him that would have been a big thing for her. And also it's a big indication of how she feels about him too. Do you know what I mean? In a positive way. But for him to obviously disregard that, it's not a good thing. Because eventually she's going to be like, do you know what? I can't do this anymore. Like, boom. Because listen, not only did he call it piggy, but he bought pigs as well at the same time. Like, come on. Ridiculous stuff. And then threw a pig at her as well at the same time. I don't know, and she threw it at him. To be fair, that's a good point. Last episode, she ended up throwing it at him. That was just a sign of her lashing out. That was a sign of her, you know what I mean, of what could happen in the future if she really loses her shiz. This is why we should always pay attention to the people that we're about to marry, and we should always pay attention to the people that we're in a relationship with, and we should always pay attention to how they react when we call them things that aren't nice. And most importantly, always respect them when they say, hey, I don't like this. That's that. But hey, you guys let me know what you're thinking. We can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.